Okay, we're live on YouTube. Okay, Zee, we're ready to go live. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the African Techpreneur webinar brought to you by IT Varsity. Now, remember, as I always say, our mission at IT Varsity and my personal life's mission is to see you succeed in the fourth industrial revolution, to see you take advantage of all the opportunities that technology is providing. I know there's a lot of fear. I know there's a lot of concern. There's a lot of confusion about the 4IR and technology and AI and things like ChatGPT. But what our mission is at IT Varsity is to show you that in between all of these fear, to remove all these layers of fear and all these layers of concern, to show you the opportunities that lie within. Now, we at IT Varsity live technology, so we know tech better than most people. But what's great also is that there are a lot of people out there. There are tons of people who are making great progress in this age of technology, who are running businesses, who are running successful businesses, and they are doing well for themselves. They're empowering their communities, they're making waves, and they are overall good examples and role models. Now, the idea behind this webinar is to bring you, our IT Varsity students, these role models so that you can learn from them, take inspiration from them, and aspire to be like them so that you can go and start your own businesses. Because as you guys know, I'm all for starting your own business versus going into employment. And the reason for that is very simple and it's logical. When you look at global trends, the global formal employment sector is going down, 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 down. And entrepreneurship, on the other hand, is going up, 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 up. More people are getting into entrepreneurship. And by entrepreneurship, I mean business in the traditional sense of buying and selling and services, but also in the freelancing sector. Remember, that's a huge, huge growing space globally. I mean, if you look at websites like Indeed and Fiverr, and including our own platform, Clink, you'll see the numbers are just growing and growing, and there's billions of dollars in transactions taking place. So I want you to see the opportunities, and I want you, more importantly, to tap those opportunities. But the one issue I found in South Africa is that there aren't enough role models, there aren't enough mentors, there aren't enough guides to show you the way. And that's why we do the African Techpreneur webinar. It's to bring out people in Africa who are entrepreneurs, who are using technology, who are succeeding, and sort of get them to share their experiences with us, because I, as an entrepreneur, doesn't mean I've got white hair and I'm almost 50 years old and I've got a successful business, that my learning is over. My learning is still continuing. Our learning continues from the cradle to the grave. Remember that. And so today I'm very, very excited because I have probably one of my youngest guests ever at 25 years old. Sorry to expose your age, Zee, but I am just too impressed right now. And at 25 years old, she has achieved things that people even double her age don't achieve at times. Zee Nyala is the founder of Zee Organics, which is a cosmetic company that's based here in South Africa. And apparently she's a bit of a serial entrepreneur. She does livestock farming as well. So double impressed. At 25, when other people haven't even figured their lives out, she runs 2 successful businesses. She's won a string of awards, and she's well on her way to becoming a force in South Africa. Truly, truly impressive, and definitely something I'm very, very excited about. Zee, thank you so much for taking time out in your daily hectic schedule to be here with us today and sharing your knowledge and wisdom with us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bilal, for having me. Thank you. I'm honored. I'm honored.
The honor is all ours. So Zee, let's just get right down into it because that's how we do it here. Tell us about Zee Organics. What do you guys do and what makes you different?
So at Zee Organics, we manufacture hair and skin products using plants and Ayurvedic herbs. So what makes us different from other markets or other cosmetic companies is that we use purely herbs when manufacturing the products, which makes it good for our clients because there are no chemicals. When I see nowadays, many people are experiencing alopecia and skin problems due to the products with heavy chemicals, which is why I started the company. Yes. So that is what sets us apart from our competition.
Fantastic. And so your hair and skin products, where can people purchase them?
They can purchase them online. We do have a website and also through our online Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram also. And they can find us online. Our website is www.zeeorganics.co.za. And they can just search for us, Zee Organics. Yes.
Okay. Do you have distribution at retailers, any retailers in the country?
Yes, we have about 150 distributors all over the 9 provinces. So there are people who will resell the products to make their own profit. So yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, you know what I love about what you do? It's that when you look at traditional cosmetics, that Western style cosmetics, they are full of chemicals. They are full of dubious things that go into them, and they've had limited success, but overall they've been bad for us, bad for our environment. I mean, there's a lot of perfumes that they're only discovering now that actually affect the hormones and cause people in the long term to become sick. But you are going completely organic. Now, those methods that you're using, the recipes that you're using, did you develop them yourself, or is this coming down through the ages, through tradition? How did you come about these chemicals or these products?
So I grew up at home. My father is someone who uses plants when we have flu to cure us. So I did more research because I had access to equipment, the labs at school. So I was able to take some of those plants, come up with formulas, and then test them. And then I would test them to some of my family members and myself. Then I'll see that they are good for the skin. And then I would start giving them out to my close friends. And then I started selling them. Yes.
Fantastic. So you're something of a scientist also. That's great stuff. That's great stuff. Yeah. I mean, we need more of that. Look, I always firmly believe that Africa needs to stand up and say to the West that, look, you've done it your way. It's our turn now. And we are going to do it in our way, in a classical, traditional African way. Because, I mean, there's something I always complain about, that the West has gained, they've gained success, but at a huge cost, right? At a cost to our health, at a cost to the environment, at a cost of exploitation, and it's just madness. But here in Africa, we have an advantage. We are the undeveloped continent, but we have an opportunity too, because we can develop our continent in a way that learns from their lessons and learns everything they did wrong and corrects. And I think young entrepreneurs like yourself are the future of this country. You are the guys that are actually doing things differently, and I'm grateful for that. But tell us about your livestock business. How did you come by doing livestock as well as cosmetics?
Okay, so after establishing my cosmetic company, I'm someone as well who grew up where my father loved animals so much. So at a younger age, I used to inject animals when they were sick. So that is where my love for from. So when I had the capital now to buy animals, then I would buy them in small packages, then until I reached where I am today. Yes. So I would buy bit by bit, maybe buy 5 calves of goats and other sheep and cows. Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. So that too, you got inspired by your father. That's amazing stuff. Is he an entrepreneur also?
No, he's not. He's not. At home, I'm the first entrepreneur. They don't believe in that. They believe that after finishing school, I should just go and work. So they didn't believe in starting your own business and all that. But I don't blame them because they still live in the old ages.
Yes, yes. Now, that's an interesting point, because I was speaking to some successful Black entrepreneurs in Mpumalanga, right? And they said the exact same thing, that here in South Africa, especially among the Black people, there is the stigma against entrepreneurship. What do you say to that? What's your thoughts on that? And how can young people overcome that stigma?
I think the most important thing is following your passion, because had I listened to my parents, I wouldn't be where I am today, because at home, they just said, no, go to work. And I was like, no, I would rather leave work and start my own thing, because I want to leave something for my kids when I have one at some point, and for my generations to come. Because now we have parents, but then we suffer growing up because they left nothing for us. They were just working. So I would say follow your passion, no matter if people support you or not, but just follow your passion, do what you love, and then you'll figure it out.
Fantastic, fantastic. I mean, parents with all their wisdom, sometimes they just need to step back and let kids do what they need to do. I think this has been very deliberate. Over the past century, people have been brainwashed to think that the only way to success is school, university, and off to work. Before, it was factories, and then it became offices, and that's where you'd remain your whole life. Yet when you go back prior to the second industrial revolution, everybody just had their own businesses, right? Very few people worked for others. You either had a little plot, or you were a dressmaker or a shoemaker or a carpenter, and you were basically an artisan, a self-employed artisan, and your children picked up from you and you left that business to them, and they would take over. That's why you would get 5, 6, 7 generations of artisans. So I'm glad that you are breaking that mold, and I wish that I could photocopy you about 1 million times and have 1 million young entrepreneurs like yourself doing something similar. Okay, so here's my golden question that I ask every entrepreneur. What made you get into this?
Okay, so back in 2019, my sister was diagnosed with cancer. She had to go through chemotherapy, which left her with patches all over her body, and she lost her hair. So after that, she was bullied at school. She dropped out, and that hurt me in many ways. It broke me. So I decided to do more research about herbs, trying to figure out ways to help her. And then I started making up formulas until I found a breakthrough. Then I made some formulas for her to apply to her skin, and then her hair came back and she was okay. And that is why I started the company. It was to help her. And then I saw that there are so many people out there. There are kids who are going to school who are being bullied because of how they look. And then that is why I'm selling now the products to other people. So the aim was to help people living with cancer and people living with albinism to help them with their skin conditions. Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. It's so personal. I love it because it's something so personal to you. I mean, I can almost feel the pain that you're feeling for your sister, and you started a business around solving that problem. I think, and this is something I always tell my students, the best businesses in the world started off because somebody wanted to solve a problem. And in solving that problem, they started their businesses, they developed their products, they went to market, monetized, and then they became successful. I mean, if you look at Apple, for example, they were solving a problem. Facebook, they were solving a problem. Even my own business, IT Varsity, we started because of my personal problem of not being able to get a job as a software developer because university didn't adequately prepare me for the world of work, and so I couldn't get a job. And I said, well, this has to stop. And so I started there. So Zee, obviously it's been 2018 to 2022. Tell us about the trajectory of your company, where you started off and where you are today. How's that journey been? Where are you today, and how's that journey been?
It's been a really tough journey, honestly, because when I started, I was still in varsity, staying in res. So I started with 500 from NSFAS, gathering some herbs. Then I ordered some raw material and I produced the products. And then with the capital that I made, I managed to make more products and reach more people. But then the problem was funding, because I had no capital to get some machines so that I can test the products, because I couldn't do it at school anymore. It was my own thing outside. So I didn't get funding to buy equipment and do many things that I wanted to do, more like advertising. So it was just advertising through Facebook and WhatsApp, and there was no TikTok at that time. So it was very hard. But then I started entering pitching competitions, which helped me a lot, winning the competitions and winning money, which boosted me so that I could buy equipment and all the things that I needed. And then up until now, I didn't get any funding, but then I've been pushing with everything that I have. And I feel like it's something, if you want something, then you go for it. You don't make any excuses. So, which is why it has pushed me to where I am now, because I've just opened my second branch now for Zee Organics. So it's been a very tough journey. I won't lie. It's been a tough journey, but it's doable if you believe in yourself, really want something. Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, that's so inspiring. So you said you've set up your second branch. Where are your two branches located?
In Eastern Cape and here in Durban.
In Durban. Okay, where about in Durban? I'd love to visit your branch.
It's a commercial street. Yeah, commercial city building.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I know the place well. I'm gonna visit next time I'm in Durban.
Please do, please.
I will. So I like what you're saying, that the journey has been tough. You haven't received any funding, but you just worked your way up. And then where did you get the idea to take part in competitions to raise funds? How did that come about?
So I remember one time I was scrolling through Facebook, and then I saw this opportunity. It was a pitching competition. The prize was worth 50,000. I was like, oh, let me go for it. So it was through social media that I came across these competitions. And as I got into more pitching competitions, then there were people who would send links to me. Okay, this is an opportunity. I think you would win it. Then I would enter it, then win. Yes. But it was through social media. Yes.
Fantastic. So everything you've achieved now is without any investor funding. Am I hearing you correctly?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. I think you won't need them. I think you're doing just fine without them, right? You can keep it as a family business. And when your kids come away, maybe they can come and work in the business, because that's another parallel between your business and mine. Ours is also zero investor funding, fully family owned. And it's been tough. It's been tough, just like in your case, but we just reinvested whatever money came in, and we grew with that. So how many competitions did you win? And tell us something about those.
Okay, so I won 4 competitions.
4?
The other one,
wow.
The other one, it was in Joburg. I remember there were 160 contestants. So, and I'm so proud for that. To win that. So I think this was the first one. I'm a shy person. So I think that one, it was the passion that drove me, because I was literally breaking down, you see, because I'm not someone who is able to speak when there's a lot of people. But then because of the hunger that I had to. So I pushed myself. And then being authentic, sometimes people relate with you. I think that is one of the things that made me win. So yeah, but then yeah, I did win. And the other one was here in KZN. The last recent one was here in KZN last year, yes, and I won it also. So it's been a tough journey, but yeah, we take it one day.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's the best part about business, right? When you embrace the toughness, when you embrace the challenges, and you tell yourself that whatever it takes, I'm going to get there. And I think that's where most people fail, and most people don't succeed in entrepreneurship, not because their businesses failed, but because they gave up. You know, I believe the only time you really fail in business is when you give up or when you die. But that's not even failing, right? So I'm glad that you stuck with it. But I want to take you all the way back now, right? From the point where you decided that this formula that I've made is now ready for the market. And there you are, 2018, that would have put you around about 20, 21 years old, young person with this completely new, untested product, no brand, no social equity to speak of. I'm sure it was quite a challenge to get your first products into market, to sell your first products. Tell me about that. Tell me about how did you go from zero to your first sale?
Okay, so in 2018, I was still making the products for my family, because that time it was hard. I had no money to brand the products. It was just in simple containers that were not beautiful. But I would sell to my friends, and then I took a break. Because I was like, ish, I need to save more. This is not working. I don't have money. So I needed to save more. I took a break for about I think for about 6 months, because it was June. And then I came back 2019. I would save, I had saved up some money. Then I was able to brand. It was a poor quality branding now, because it's now, you see. So I branded the products. And then I had seen that, okay, I've been receiving good results from people. The reviews are good, and no person has came and complained about the products. There's something maybe wrong with the skin or hair. So I saw that, okay, I need to protect now this product, because there were people who are approaching me back then, because, okay, I think they saw that the product become big. I don't know, but then they were approaching me saying, okay, please sell us the company, we'll give you money, investment, and something like that. And I was like, no, I'm fine. And then it went on selling. I remember the first sales that I made, there were 5 sales. I sold 5 butters. And then I was so excited, because it was my first sale selling. To me, that 5 butters was too much. So I continued. I went on selling. And when I put the products on Facebook and on Market List on Facebook, I got so many messages. I was so overwhelmed. I think when I woke up, it was over 100 messages from people. Oh, wow. Because what was, I would put the product, then put the results of the people who've been using the products. So I got so many messages, and then from there on, I never looked back. So I took advantage of the Facebook ads and the Instagram ads. So I worked on building my page and making sure that every time someone buys, I take a picture. So that is what I think helped me, because when people see that something is working, they see that many people are using it, they watch and watch, and then they want to try it. You see, that is something that has helped me. I think social media, a lot, Facebook. I've gotten through so many clients through Facebook. So I think it's social media that has pushed me so far, mostly. Yes.
Fantastic. So it's just going out there, selling your products, taking it in front of people, going on social media, making the effort, and now you're seeing the results. That's amazing. That is truly, truly amazing, and it's very inspiring. And then, so my my next question is for my students, for those that are listening, right? What advice can you give them? What, I mean, for those who haven't started yet, that are thinking about starting something, what is your advice?
My advice to anyone who wants to start a business, I would say go for it. I feel like another challenge that comes with us Black entrepreneurs is that we think that, okay, no, I'm from a poor family, so maybe we limit ourselves. I think that is one of the problems that we do. It doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is what your goals are and where you're going and what you want for yourself. Because I remember at some point I was homeless here in Durban because I had no one and there was no money. So I worked my way through up because I believed in myself no matter what people said and what my family said, because I had no support, because they didn't believe in entrepreneurship. But then because I knew what I wanted for myself and I had a vision. So every time things would happen, bad things would happen, I would look at the bigger picture and I would see my brand in billboards around and I was like, okay, I'm going to get there one day. So I would say go for it. If you believe in yourself and you have a vision, make a plan, write all your goals down, and you will see yourself achieving one by one every day. Write everything you want to do down. Don't limit yourself. Just go for it and believe in yourself. I think that is the most important thing.
Yes. Fantastic. I mean, we hear that so often, but most people just don't. They just don't think about how profound that is. Believe in yourself, even if nobody else believes in you. Write down your goals, because I was talking to a psychologist the other day, and she said so many people don't realize the value of taking something from your head and writing it down, because the moment you take it and you put it onto paper, it comes away from just a thought into the real world. It comes into existence and you see it in front of you, and suddenly it becomes so much more real. So really, really great advice there. All right, let's go into the questions. Let's see, guys, you guys are out there. We've got quite a few listeners here. Tell us, what would you like to know? Ask away. We've got a person here who's a gold mine of knowledge and wisdom at such a young age. Probably most of you are around that age. What do you like to hear? And those of you, the Richards Bay crew, are you here? Let's see if there's any questions coming across now. So Zee, another question is, obviously, you've got two very diverse types of businesses, right? You've got the cosmetics and the livestock. What do you envision for the two businesses going forward? Are you going to keep the both, or are you going to start focusing on the cosmetics at some stage?
I'm going to keep them both, because I feel like with the cosmetic business, it's so close to my heart. I don't want to say it's my baby, but because I want to let it grow. But then it's so close to my heart. And at the other hand, I love farming. So, and I'm also someone who believes in many streams of income, because in these days, things are so expensive. You cannot rely on one thing, and business it's not something that you can rely on, because some days are better than others. So it fluctuates. So yeah, I feel like having more streams of incomes makes you flexible. So I think, yeah, and I'm also thinking into venturing into many business, but I don't want to rush anything. But yeah, just take my time, make sure that these two businesses are stable. Then when they are stable, I can move to other things. But then I'm planning on keeping them.
100%. I think that's a fantastic strategy. Sometimes it's just difficult to just shoot down opportunities. There's just so much going on in the world. True. Okay, so I don't see any questions coming across yet, but there's a lot of questions that usually come in the comments after the fact, because I think people are still, trying to internalize everything that was said, and after they think about it, then they get some questions. So if you don't mind, this video is going to be live on YouTube, or maybe, well, it's live now, but it's going to be on YouTube, I think around about Friday, because I think YouTube takes about 24 hours. And if there are any other questions coming across, if you don't mind, we'll forward those questions to you and you can answer them in the comments, or we'll answer on your behalf. Will that be cool?
Yeah, that would be cool, so I don't mind at all.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, since there's no questions, I think, Zee, let's leave it at that. I know you've got a busy and a hectic schedule. And like I said, next time I'm in Durban, I'd love to come and visit your store. I'd love to meet you. And in the meantime, I wish you all the success, all the success. And I hope you become an Africa-wide brand. I hope you become a giant in the cosmetic sector.
I receive. Thank you so much, sir, for this. Thank you so much for taking your time. Thank you.
It's an absolute